Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Amen. Welcome, guys. Welcome. Alibama maringolamu. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Balbe kontona alto al kontola Hanisa and Daman Nebijang, Joel Morana Hanisang. I Sangolo Soto. I am still here on my own. So today, the issues that we're going to talk about, I am going to talk about with you guys, that is going to be based on the burning issues as usual. We have many of them today because we couldn't come last few days last few weeks actually. So yeah, I hope we will have this as an interactive session as usual, where you are going to I'm going to put the topic or whatever topic you want to talk about. You can come out and talk about what your views are on those things, on ways that we can improve our party, our country, our nation as a whole, even the continent and the world. So okay, so today I thought we could start with corruption in the Gambia. I think there is so much corruption in the Gambia that it is really, really important. I hope everybody has seen the journalist, the investigative journalism of Malagan newspaper. I don't know where that name come from. Maybe someone can tell me. But Mr. Dabo is doing a great job. Mustafa Dabo, that is, he's doing a great job. He's bringing journalism to where it is supposed to be in the nation. Because traditionally, our journalists will only report news. This is what's happening here. This is what's happening here. And then that's not what journalism is about. You can report the news, but you also have to talk about the issues that are happening around the country, investigate allegations. Everybody knows, for instance, that there are so many allegations about the COVID tests that are happening. People know that some countries like the United Kingdom are on the blacklist, as they call them. And then if you come, you have to do the test. Otherwise, if you don't do the test, you have to go on the quarantine. And we have seen that if you pay money to these people, everybody knows about this. Everybody talks about it. We have friends who go to Gambia and they experience these kind of things. But we haven't seen our journalists look into it. We have seen the fisheries issue that's happening. We have seen where the Chinese are doing whatever they want. We haven't seen Malagan. Even Malagan hasn't gone into those issues. We have so many things that are happening in our country that only Malagan cannot handle. And I hope it can expand. Malagan can expand its operations in so many ways. Because we have so much corruption in our country, so much inadequacy, so much how do they call them again? So many, negligence, so many things that our people are not doing properly. The ferry issue, even the ports, the customs. I saw somebody was complaining about how much he had to pay at different agents. We have so much, in the customs. We have so much, corruption in our country. Area council, collections everywhere. If you want to be rich in the Gambia, they say go and be a revenue collector, or go and work at the ports, where people pay money. The policemen are so corrupt. We have every police station, for instance, you have to stop and give them money. All those things are things that our journalists are there. They're supposed to investigate. It prompted calls for people saying that even the journalists themselves have conflict of interest. So those are the issues that we're going to talk about. Welcome, guys. Welcome. Welcome. Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen. So Malagan is doing a great job, and we hope all the other journalist houses will go on and do similar jobs. If you haven't watched this video, you should, because it is showing the corruption that is happening at the COVID centers, where people, give a negative COVID test to people who have never even done the test because of the queues that are there. So I think it's government's job, for instance, to make sure that all these practices where corruption can happen are removed. Things like people should not be queued. Because I think as an individual, if you are not on the queue and you don't have, because I have seen friends who go to Gambia and they're supposed to catch their flight that day or the next day, and they're told to queue for the whole day. And what happened is these people don't come on time. Gambians don't respect time mostly. So they will come whatever time they like and start the operation. And by the time they are finished, your flight is almost up. So what are you going to do? You don't have a choice. You have to try and give them bribes. This is a very serious issue, and it's happening everywhere. That's why I was saying that the government should put CCTV cameras in every government offices. You know, at the ports, if you go and bring your vehicle there, people will, you know, they will do whatever they want with you. There's no accountability. Nobody is accountable to anybody. It can happen everywhere. Even in the UK here, if you leave people to do whatever they want, they will steal the money. You know, it's not rocket science. You have to put controls in place. I see people talking about opening businesses in the Gambia, and they're saying if you open a business in the Gambia, people will steal. You know, somebody was telling me even if there are CCTV cameras, people will steal. But I'm saying they won't steal if there are CCTV cameras, and you're going to go and look into the CCTV cameras, and eventually you go and take them to court. You have to put them there. CCTV is watching you, and you know these cameras will be any violators will be prosecuted. You have to put adequate warning there on your wall. But after that, you know, there is no way people should come and just do whatever they want. We have to build our country up. You know, this is beyond politics. This is national development. We have so many problems in our country. Things are so expensive. We've seen the cement saga. Why is it so expensive? Why can't the journalists go out and investigate these kind of things? Yeah, okay. Let's see what our folks are saying. Adama, Adama Barrow is saying, I cannot pronounce your second name. Gambia journalists know only breaking news about UDP. It looks like that, you know, only breaking news, and even the reporting is sometimes biased. We have seen the way they report, Mr. Barrow, about UDP is mostly biased. You know, if you challenge them, they will go all the way around. Like, look at the last time when that guy, you know, put his video on and started saying UDP folks are attacking me, and this Doit guy started posting it. They started reposting those videos without and you know, it's bringing problems in the country. You know, they're saying the Sierra Leonean guy I'm talking about. He said these guys were attacking him because he was wearing Adama Barrow t-shirt because he's an NPP supporter. He's done. I think he used to do that during Jammeh's time, APRC time. You know, those kind of people can bring chaos into our country. And our journalists, instead of going out and investigating, going out and finding out what's happening, no, they will sit down there on their keyboard and type UDP folks are, you know, once again attack this guy. You know what I mean? And even if it comes out that that was not the truth, they will never come out and apologize. You know, so we have to think about lazy journalism that we have in our country. You know, so I'm urging Malagan to go big. You know, they should have a television station. They should have radio stations. You know, and I urge all our media houses. You know, most of them did a great job during this struggle. You know, we urge them to come out and do the same thing that Malagan is doing. It's not rocket science. You have to find out the issues that are happening and talk about those issues. Thank you very much, Mr. Barrow. Yeah, okay. So, Malagan is a classic journalist, and this is what our constitution is talking about. You know, we need, journalism is so important. It's the sixth arm of government. So we need people to talk about issues, to investigate issues that are happening and how we can go about and find it. So let's start our own journalism project. If you are interested, give me a call, you know, and then we can start our investigative journalism, whereby you can go and let's support what Malagan is doing. If he wants more people, let us support him. If at all, you know, and I think he cannot do it alone himself, you know, so let us find other media houses, you know, let's build media houses. To build a media house is not difficult at all. It's just a nice website you need, you know, WordPress can do, Drupal, Joomla can do, you know, so let's start one from tomorrow. You know, let me know if you are an investigative journalist and you want to learn how to be an investigative journalist, so that we can teach you, we can show you ways where you can go and find out things. Because look at the video. If you haven't checked the video, go on and check it. You know, it is a very, very cheap way of finding out information. You know, you will call these people and then record them, and they will tell you, Gambians don't care. They know that there are no journalists there. You know, how careless can somebody be when you are being corrupt, when you are doing corruption, yet you cannot do? I don't know why the police are not doing these kind of things, because these are things that the police should be engaging in, not journalists. You know, the police should know that people rumor about information. You know, so let's engage the police. Let's talk to them about how they can go about and you know, and really be the investigators. I did talk about starting a private investigation company, because of the issues that were happening, and partly because of the Keksane saga. He went around and allegedly talk about, first of all, he said his money was stolen from him, money that people put together, charities money. He said he was hypnotized. That was the first incident. And the second incident also, he went out and said that, he was abducted because he disappeared for 3 days. But the abduction story, he said, was for a few hours. The nighttime, in the morning, he was there. But I don't know why he disappeared for 2-3 days. And when the police investigated, they found out that he was with the Marabu in his room, and they went after him and arrested him. So when I started talking about this investigative journalist, I know some people were telling me it's going to be big. People have so many. And I was even going to expand it to marital affairs. People who think their spouses are cheating on them. If you live in Europe, you leave your wife in the Gambia. Some of them will be going about with boyfriends, and they will take your money and give it out to these boyfriends and start enjoying your money. Some Gambian ladies are in Europe. They have men there in the Gambia doing the same thing. Even if you can live with even your own boyfriend or girlfriend or wife. Specifically, wife is more important, I guess. Wife in the same country, in the same state, but the wife will go about, your wife or your husband will go about and started cheating on you, and these are very serious consequences, because you can have a child that is not really your son or your daughter, and socially it can break down social fabric of life. So I did talk to lawyers to set it up, because they want it to be really, really professional, no problems at all. They're saying there are no problems with it, but the issue is, they told me to talk to the Minister of Interior. I did talk to the Ministry of Interior in particular. Let me not go into specifics, but then what the ministry is saying, there might not be any laws right now, so they're going to look at finding ways to get these things up and running, and it will take time for things like this to happen. So it's important we have, even if we're going to incorporate it in the current security company registration requirements, we have to have private security, private investigative practices that are going to go out and find these things. But the police are supposed to do their job. They're supposed to go and look at rumors. When people are saying custom officers are corrupt, let the police go and do things. Let them go and investigate these people. We have seen the Ghanaian journalist also. He's doing it, who disguises himself as a mad person, and he does a great job of it. So let's go out. Let's encourage our people to stop these corrupt practices that are in our country. You have corruption almost everywhere. I've seen people talking about Adama Barrow. Even they're saying it starts with at the head. The corruption stops where, because we have seen some people are saying that the head cook at the State House is actually building a big mansion, probably from the per diem, but probably not. Probably from the money that we paid them, because of the high amount of money that we pay to State House for the feeding. It's obscene. It's a very serious issue. Okay, let's see what our viewers are saying, if they are saying anything. Okay, thank you very much, Mr. Conte. Dudu Sonko, alaikum salam. Thank you very much, brother Mbalo Bate Sise. Welcome, guys. Dudanso, welcome. Okay, so we need more people on the journalism trail, if you like, investigative journalism trail. We need to encourage our media houses to go out and investigate things. We need to encourage our police to go out and investigate things, because corruption wastes millions or billions of dollars every year into our economy. you know, and we have to stop these things. Our country needs help. We need ambulances. We need whichever government come, you know, even with the UDP government, we will have problems if we do not put a stop to these corruption practices that are happening in our country. So let us try and see how we can really put a stop to these things. So well done to Malagan. The next issue I want to talk about today, I think it's 7:30 now, so it's a good time to talk. You can bring me back if you want any clarification on the things that I'm talking about. So talked about corruption in the Gambia, also journalism, Maligan, UDP affiliated newspaper and media houses creation. I know we have so many UDP media houses that have been created, and that you know, and more are emerging every day. There were efforts to bring them all together so that they can be one media houses. One media house, or they can collaborate their efforts. So right now, if I am on, the other media houses should not be on, you know. But can we go a little bit further? Is it ethical enough to have? Because I've seen one of the oldest newspaper journalists died in the Gambia. They were talking when he was talking about his career, how he started his journalism, and you know how he was affiliated to political parties. You know, so we have Doi. Doi is affiliated to Foria, for instance. You know, mostly, to be fair to them, we haven't seen them openly supporting you, Doi. But have they been fair? Are they really fair to the media houses? Can we expect Foria to be an ethical journalist house? Is it okay for UDP supporters like us to start a media house and affiliated with UDP? You know, can those people in the media house, can they hold political offices eventually? Can they run for political offices? Can they accept appointments? You know, so these are issues that we have to look into. We have to try and talk about. If you have any ideas about this kind of things, let me know, please, because I am trying to start up a newspaper. And I'm trying to be as ethical as possible. Try and not affiliated with UDP, but you know, but some of our agendas that the journalists will ignore, some of our things that the journalists will ignore. It's good to bring these things into the forefront. You know, we will try and talk to our journalists so that they can be as neutral as possible. But then, you know, we need them to go out and cover UDP meetings and you know, and talk to our leaders about issues that are happening. You know, anything that is affecting our country, we need to go out and talk to our leaders. But we'll try and not only talk to UDP, but talk to other political party leaders as well. Dus Sonko is saying Assalamu alaikum. Thank you very much. Adama Barrow, the police are still quiet about the drug saga. I don't know what's going on. Exactly. So we need our journalists, Mr. Barrow, to go out and talk to, you know, and do their findings. You know, let them find out who Bantaketa is. You know, let them go and talk to these people. Let them talk to the police officers concerned. You know, let them investigate. Let them do their job. We need our journalists, because the police, it looks like, are not really doing what they're supposed to do. Recently, we have seen the current Deputy Inspector General of Police, because he is the boss now. He has started, you know, doing operations, you know, that are going to clean up our streets. But we need him, Ablai Sanyang, to go a little bit further. I know I had people like Panderim Bai talking about the fact that, you know, this guy is doing Adamas, what's it called again? Ablai Sanyang is doing eye service, that he wants to be promoted. That's why. I don't think so. You know, I think he can do it now because he's the boss. There's nobody who is his boss there. You know, so I don't know why Panderi is missing that point. You know, the point is that he couldn't have done them because he was not the IGP. He has to go through the IGP. Right now, he's the boss, so he can initiate so many other things. I understand he's also initiating traffic. He has a meeting with works and communication people and trying to make sure. So I told them I put my contributions out there, and I urge everyone to put your contribution out there that we need sleeping traffic men in almost every built-up area in our country. If you go to Senegal, you see the same thing there. They built, sleeping policemen all over the country. You cannot just go on and then fly through the town. You have to stop because you have bumps there. Those bumps will stop you. On our streets, we don't even have speed limits. I live in Brufut near Tough, Brufut Height area. When you come out, you don't see any traffic. You think it's a free road, free, what's it called again? Freeway. You can speed as much as possible. And those places are built up areas. You have kids crossing the road. You have kids on the bike. So we have our roads and work people. They have so much work to do in the Gambia. UDP government, we have so much work to do when we take over. So it's important right now we put these things in place. And I hope Adama Barrow will appoint IGP, DIG, not for the fact that he started working so much because he's in charge now, but because we need continuation. We don't want to politicize our police force to such an extent. We don't want you to promote junior officers over DIG so that they will do your political bidding for you. We want you to respect the police service as the police as a service. So that there are going to be processes. These are really, really important issues. We need decency in our country. We need decency in our police services. So promote Adama Ablai Sanyang, President Barrow, if you're listening to us. Don't listen to people like Pandering Bai. I don't know what his agenda is. Why he will. Some people will say it's a tribal agenda. I might not be able to say that, but what I can say is he has no reason to just rubbish what this guy is doing. Saying that it's eye service. Why didn't he do it all the time? Forgetting that he was not in charge. There were people in charge. So the police, they have so much work to do, and they should start doing them. Traffic. There is so much traffic jam in the Gambia, and to remedy these things are not really, really difficult. First of all, there are so many traffic accidents as well. Put sleeping policemen all over build-up areas so that people would reduce their speed by force. You don't need to put checkpoints there. You have too much police checkpoints in the Gambia, and they're not doing any work there. You can put police checkpoints at places where police officers, where the drivers are not supposed to stop. But you have to put so many non-stop signs. The only place where you cannot stop in the Gambia right now is American Embassy. Apart from that place, there is no other place where people cannot stop. That is how you control traffic in the country. You put no-stop areas in places, because what happens is these taxi drivers will stop, they leave the road, and when they want to join, they force themselves to join. If there's no way they cannot join, they will go on the side of the road, force themselves. This causes so many problems. So when we have no-stop area, even parking, we have to regulate parking in our country. Now you can park anywhere without any penalty. We have to start parking, towing vehicles that are not parked properly, because those are the things we have to control our country. We have to have decent or public law and order in our country. And this is the way it goes. They have so much work to do, the police, so much work. But right now, the only thing they're doing is putting checkpoints around the road. They have so much checkpoints in the country, and the checkpoints are not the solution to anything. We have seen the checkpoints don't even prevent theft. But it's a good start that DIG is starting to go out and do patrols, because visibility in the police is really, really important. When people see you, especially at night, that they can slip, because you have police patrolling area. Even the burglars are going to be careful, and when they see you with an item that you can use for burglary at night, especially in a place where you don't live or you don't work, they can arrest you and charge you. And take you out. You shouldn't put all the criminals in Gambia, in Banjul, take them to Janjambure, let them go to the farm, hard labor. But we have so much work to do, Hi, guys. Let's see what people are saying. Mohammed Danso, Mr. Tour, it's been a while. I hope you will not remember me. Okay. Yeah. Sorry, guys. Yeah, Sidi Davo of what might. They haven't come out with a statement referencing Cake Saga. Will they expel him? That is strange. Alaji Samate, that's a very good observation. They haven't, but the problem is in Doi, Mr. Samate. They cannot sack anybody. That's where the problem lies. We have seen even Coach Samba Jao, when he had a problem with Halifa Saleh because he went to I think he went to represent Doi I know most of the people were not in the struggle then. I think the struggle was on Facebook then, so most people were there. Coach went to represent UDP, Doi at a meeting that we organized. At that time, we were a CODEC, Committee of Democratic, something. I forgot our organization. It was an umbrella organization of almost all the organizations that are that made up of the struggle. We wanted to bring everybody on board. So we formed this organization. Dr. Sen was elected as the leader. Siga Jany and Banka Mane, Banka was the electoral return officer. We even have Uncle Usenu. And we organized a big rally, of all the political parties there. I think this was in 2013, 2012, 2013. So Pa Samba Jao came to one of our meetings. That was when we invited everybody to go to rally and to a conference call as well. But Doi is always saying, no, we cannot be part of, something that we didn't initiate, kind of, That's how it feels like anyway. If they don't initiate anything, they don't want to be part of it. So Pasamba Jao took upon it himself and went there, and then Halifa condemned him. Oh, no, it wasn't that one. I think it was, what was it again? It was when Pasamba Jao attacked the embassy as part of the Duga. Yeah, I beg your pardon. That was the one I'm talking about was Malika. It was Malika that Doi talked about, and Malika also got angry and he left. So Pasamba Jao was part of Duga, Democratic Union of Gambians. I don't know, somewhere the organization in the US. And he and his Duga people, they went to attack the Gambian embassy in Washington, or was it in New York? And then the police arrested Pasamba Jao. And then they started prosecuting him. So Alifa came out to issue a statement to say, Pasamba, you shouldn't have done this. You are supposed to be a model citizen. You cannot go and bring anarchy into our party. And Pasamba got angry and he resigned. I don't know when he came back, without what's it called again? Without due process. Nobody heard when he came back, and did he actually left? Because I think he left the US, but he was part of the UDP in Europe. Silently they are keeping quiet. So, Mr. Samate, just to answer your question, they cannot sack Kex. I've seen that many times. UDP Doi has a provision that they cannot sack any of their members. It's in their laws. And I think it's for good cause, because they're looking for people. You cannot sack people when you are looking for people. And some people have complained about that because it's a problem. When some people come out openly to even in our case, when one of the Doi members leave the party and go and join NPP, and he's doing NPP spitting for them, trying to fight for whatever NPP says. For instance, they cannot do anything about it, unlike UDP. I have never seen any political party in the world, even in the Western countries like UK, US, and everywhere, where they cannot sack you, because even if you're found guilty of a criminal offense, they cannot sack you. So they cannot sack Kex, Mr. Samate. They should come out though and talk about it, because as people say, Doi is very much into press conferences. So when there are issues that is a part, because KEX is part of the executive now. So, you know, we expect UDP, I mean, DOE to come out and talk about and KEX problems. I know it's on the police investigation, you know, but they can talk, they can answer questions. They can talk about, you know, okay, it's Maghrib here. So let's see what our viewers are saying, whether we're going to take a break and come back quickly. Okay, DC protest. That's like Elijah some of the DC protest. So they cannot sack him. So I think we can take a few minutes break for the sake of Maghrib, and then I will come and join you guys soon. Stay tuned. And because we have more issues to talk about, media house creation is for ethical as a newspaper because it's affiliated to a political party. Can UDP form its own political party? And then focusing on elections. Are we going to support? Are we supposed to focus on elections right now, or are we supposed to focus on parliamentary, parties, parliamentary presidential elections or parliamentary seats elections? You know, because these are burning issues that are affecting our people right now. You know, our constituencies. Some people have started focusing on their candidates instead of the presidential candidate. And I thought I'd come out and urge our people so that we try and put our focus on the presidential candidate, so that, you know, we strategize and make sure that, you know, we get 75% of the votes as a presidential candidate, and eventually 75% of the votes in National Assembly. You know, so those are issues that we should talk about when we come back. And also Adama Barrow's SMART project, because Adama Barrow says he has a SMART project in the country, that smart garden. He was telling the ladies that if you do karach, you should be able to water your gardens. So is it feasible? Is he stealing other people's ideas? And is it the time for it? Should he focus on internet in the garden instead of internet in the schools, and skills training, so that we have people who can build this kind of things? So yeah, we'll see you in 10 minutes at 8 o'clock, hopefully. Take care, guys. Talk to you soon then. Bye-bye.